Alright, so today going to show you my original design for a wave machine, which is basically, if you don't know what a wave machine is, this is a mechanism that shoots up all these sand blocks into the air and does a really cool wave with them. So I'll demonstrate. And a little bit of lag there. But yeah, basically that's what it is. It looks really cool and satisfying. And this is 100% my original design. So, these are the prototypes, what I was using before I got to this. So this is pretty much the whole genius behind it. This is the entire mechanism right here. And all that it does is it literally just shoots a piece of sand into the air. It's very exciting. But it's so compact that you can stack it, and this thing can be spread out as far as you want it to go. This is not as big as it gets. This thing can literally take up the whole map if you wanted it to, but your PC probably could not handle that. But yeah, let's get right into this thing. Alright, so basically what you want to do is you want to start with 3 blocks just like this. Stick a repeater this way and a repeater this way. And take a block up from that repeater and stick a torch there. Make this repeater 5 ticks delay, and take both of these blocks up. Make sure that this one's 1 tick delay, this one's 5 tick delay. Stick 2 torches there, and then you take your sticky piston, put a slime block on top of it, stick another torch right there, block on top of the torch, and then a regular piston on top of that, with a torch on top of that, and stick a piece of sand block on that. So this is the whole thing, guys. Like, this is super simple, and your input block is this one way down here, and you stick a button there, and you can test it, make sure that it works. This has to be 5 ticks between these 2 repeaters. So as you can see, this is 4 and this is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. If you want to make this one 1 and this one 5, it'll still work. I mean, as long as these blocks are 5 ticks, that's what matters. You can do it. If you really want to be cheeky about it, then you can make it 2 and 3. I mean, it's all just 5 ticks, that's the rule. But if you want to make a big thing like that, then you stack it. And how you stack it is pretty much you literally just bring this out. You just build a bunch of these side by side. It's very simple. Yeah, you basically just extend it. You don't have to change anything, and it's all right next to each other, so it's nice and compact. But the real genius is in the timing system, which is down below. This part right here and up, this whole section, this is the mechanism extended. Down here, this is all the timing, which I will come back to you in a second with the timing after I build 3. No, I'm gonna build 6 of these, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is our 6 mechanisms all lined up together. You can see that they're just right next, like immediately directly stacked on top of each other. So now we're going to get into the timing system. So obviously this first one has a button and it works, but obviously all of the other ones don't. So how we do this is basically this block on every single one of these mechanisms is the input block. So the way that we make it fire is we take blocks below them. So every input block, we have 1 block underneath of it. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that we have all of our blocks, then we can take, this may be getting kind of ridiculous, but just trust me, it makes sense in the end. Take another block below that, and stick torches on these ones down here. Okay, so basically what these torches will do is they will turn off the torches on these blocks. Okay, so now all we have is these torches. And what we have just done is we have turned these blocks down here, these 6 blocks, into our input blocks. So if this torch turns off, then that mechanism will fire. And same goes for the rest of these. So how we make these lined up is we have a repeater going into this with a block on top of it, with a block behind it, sorry, and another repeater going into it. And with that going, if this repeater gets any input, then this will fire, as you can see. So how we do the rest of this basically is we make a, I guess, I mean, the word that's coming to mind is clock, but I don't think you would call it a clock. We pretty much just make like a timing sequence between all of these repeaters, which I will show you. May not be making sense right now, but trust me, it will. So we line up all of these repeaters, one tick delay between all of them. So basically what's going on here is when this repeater gets any power to it, it'll go through this block, activating this repeater, which will go through this block and activate this repeater, which will go through this block, and each one of these blocks, when they get power, these repeaters will go. And they'll go all at separate times because there's 1 tick delay between each of them getting fired. And we do that on both sides. Okay, now that we've done that, we have basically everything done. The only thing that's left to do is add the timing between each of these blocks. So if we have a block up from each of these and 2 blocks in between, we can have a repeater going out of this block with dust, and I think I usually set it to 2 ticks delay to make the nice effect up there. And now this block right here powers the entire thing. So if we hit this button, we can test it. And as you can see, our whole system works. Now, we don't like having the button down here though. Whoops. So if we're going to bring this button up a little higher, then we have to take the redstone down. So we're going to put some dust here, block on top of it, dust, block on top, dust, block on top. And basically you just take this up to where you want your button to be. So if I want my button to be right here, I put a torch here. And if you guys do any redstone at all, then you'll know that this is a basic redstone torch ladder. Nothing fancy going on here. It's pretty simple stuff, pretty common in the redstone area. So put torches on all of these blocks, and then, whoops, did not mean to do that. Make sure you have this dust activated by this torch before you put that block, because otherwise your machine's going to fire, and if you don't delete the blocks in time, then the sand will fall below the pistons before they shoot up again. So yeah, make sure that every one of these blocks is every other, and then put dust on top of all these blocks, and then torches on the side of them. And congratulations, you have done exactly what I just said not to do. My fault entirely. So if that happens, just delete all of the sand. That happened because I forgot to put dust here, so the whole thing was off. So then all of your pistons will go back to normal, and then you can put your sand back on. Alright, so now you have successfully made your wave machine. This is a small version, but again, you can take this as far as you want it to be. So you can press the button, make sure everything works nice and spicy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, this is my original design. I don't believe that there's any other designs on YouTube about it. I mean, like it. I know that there are other simpler ways of making wave machines, but this one is just kind of neat because I wanted to make something without hoppers, or not hoppers, the dispensers, I believe, is what I'm thinking of. Maybe not. I know Mumbo Jumbo has one where it's a much more simple design, um, and I believe it's dispensers that he uses, that are droppers, one of the two, or maybe it's something else that I just don't know. But yeah, this is my design, and although it's fairly complex when you look at all of it, it's relatively simple. I mean, really, it doesn't take much to figure out this thing, how it works. But yeah, leave a like if you like this video, and see you next time. Bye.